Aloha, everyone. Welcome to this program, Lay of Pearls Questions and Answers with hosts Joss Sangalang and Jerome Waddle. In this program, our intention is to present you with featured guests describing their experiences that are similar to those as presented in the Book of Composition videos on this Heart of Intelligence YouTube channel. Our first guest is the author of the Book of Composition, Ku'ulei Aalma-Francis, who is the woman that the various chapter authors came in contact with. Ku'ulei is here with us today to tell us her story. But first, let's introduce ourselves. My name is Jerome Waddle, and I'm a retired creative leadership team development manager with 30 years experience, a lifelong yoga practitioner, and currently the creator and producer of My Dragon Theater video productions. And Joss?
Aloha, everyone. I am Joss Sangalang, and I am a retired physician, psychiatrist, born, raised, and educated in Honolulu. As Jerome was saying, our intention is to do a series of interviews with featured guests sharing their personal stories, similarly to the ones that are posted here on the Heart of Intelligence YouTube channel from the Book of Composition. The Book of Composition is a collection of stories from 12 women from various backgrounds when they met, and you could use other words, synchronicity or coincidence. They encountered Ku'ulei, our featured guest today. Their unique stories of self-discovery, experiences of experiencing a higher invisible intelligence that all they could try to describe is as source or the God within. Through their meeting with Ku'ulei, they were able to come to the realization of the internal guide within. In the book, Ku'ulei says that each of us are unique and we're like a pearl, but yet one pearl doesn't make a lay. Connected and strung together, we make a lay or string of pearls. Jerome?
Yeah, and Joss, our goal with this interview series of Lay of Pearls Questions and Answers is to invite our listeners to join us in helping build our own Lay of Pearls, connecting in such a manner as to support and help each other on our individual journeys of self-discovery.
I've known Ku'ulei for more than 36 years. She's a very good friend. And now, with much gratitude and joy, we introduce our featured guest, Ku'ulei. Ku'ulei, I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about your background.
As far as where I reside, I was born and raised in Hawaii, and I was brought up by my grandparents until I was of school age, and then I moved from Maui to Oahu to live with my parents and attend school. My school years consisted of Catholic upbringing and instruction from grade school through high school. After that, I went to college here in College of Business, and then had a few career roles, which included operations manager at a bank, rental agent, store clerk, and then I eventually went on to nursing school after taking care of parents that fell ill to cancer and decided to go into the medical field. And then I did nursing as a critical care nurse for neonate and adult ICU and trauma, and as a flight nurse. And then I also went into hospice nursing and had a few other career roles. And then eventually I had children, got married, And so as my role now, I'm a mother, grandmother, widow. My husband passed away several years ago, and which brought me to where I am now with you.
Wow, you've had a full life, Ku.
Yeah.
Could you share the first experience you had in experiencing Source or God that's mentioned in the Book of Composition?
Wow, you're taking me way back. You're taking me way back, but I do have a vivid memory of that. This was when I was a young girl in my 20s. And I just remember this distinctly, that I was I was on the bus on my way to work. And I remember, you know how like you talk to yourself, you mentally kind of talk to yourself. And as I said, I was brought up in a devout Catholic environment. So all the beliefs and so forth were so ingrained in me. And when I was on the bus, I remember saying to myself, or acknowledging that I had broken one of the 10 commandments. And it bothered me so much because I was taught by the nuns that if you break a commandment, there's no way to heaven, you're destined to hell. And I thought it was so ironic because in breaking this one of the commandments, I did this act in love. It was in a loving manner, and yet I broke a law of God. And so that it was so disturbing to me. And I had that thought, and like those was running through my mind. And all of a sudden, while sitting on the bus, I heard this voice inside in my head say, yes. And I mean, it was just amazing. I heard this voice say that, no, you will not go to hell. Your life will be challenging, but you won't go to hell. And I mean, this voice was so poignant, clear, and concise. And I knew that I would have never said those words. It had to come from somewhere else. But I know I heard it, and words just like resonated through my whole body, like through the bones, all the way to the bones. And I knew it was truth. It just like all of a sudden put me at peace. And I knew I wasn't going to hell. I was amazed, to say the least. And I remember thinking to myself, did I just hear the voice of God? And nobody can hear him directly from my teachings, but I really felt I heard the voice of God. So hearing that voice, I never forgot that experience. But about 30, 35 years later, I had that experience again. And
can you tell us more about that experience?
Yeah, I was at that, when I had that next experience, I was struggling with my health. Mm-hmm. And I remember praying and communicating and kind of surrendering to what I had been going through. I was through multiple surgeries for cancer. And I even wonder today whether I had it or not, because it disappeared, whether it was a miracle or for some other way. But that's when this whole experience resurfaced again. And I really began communicating with those across the veil. And once again, question, oh my God, is this the voice of God? Yeah.
And you were diagnosed by doctors in the medical profession as having cancer, right?
Yes, yeah. I went through treatments, blood transfusions, and then eventually surgeries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it just disappeared.
And I was surrounded by medical people, right? At that time, I already was in the medical field, so.
Oh yeah.
I had
experience.
I had many friends that were physicians, and.
In fact, I think chapter 2, the author is a physician, and mentioned that you had advanced stage cancer, and that she was flabbergasted, and mentioned that you were the first miracle that she'd ever experienced. So how can other people come to realize Source and come in contact with Source, since you've had that experience?
Let's see. First, I think, what was the definition of Source for myself? How did I interact or whatever? And in this moment, I believe Source is everywhere and in everything. You, me, all creatures and things is all Source. And with this belief, it's led me to know that Source is what connects me to you and to everything. So thus, if that's the case, then I am all, I'm you as well as myself, and I'm other things as well as myself. I also believe that Source is my soul, it is my soul. Or if I put it in other words, it's the invisible me.
Well, you were able to help all of these, the 12 women that have the chapters in the book quite immensely, just by, and they quoted all sorts of messages coming from you that are from Source, as you say, and they're just beautiful messages that everyone can, relate to. So, it's just fantastic, really.
And Jerome, I agree with you, and I believe too, it's beyond just that. It's that I know it's hard because the voice comes through me.
Mm-hmm.
But like I try to share with the girls, I don't contain all that knowledge. All that comes out of their chapters, and they say, they received this message through me. Yes, the message came through me, but the message really began with them.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that hold all that knowledge, because it was they who went through the experiences and received that knowledge through their experiences. It was just in this point in time that we came together, and that I have this gift of decoding what's within them.
Yeah.
So what is brought forth is really their inner voice coming through me.
Yeah, and so you're able to hear that. You're just, I mean, that is a gift, really. Because a lot of, throughout the ages, there have been people that have that ability and have that gift.
Yes.
So, we're just so fortunate to have you here.
I'm fortunate to have each and every one of you, so that we can share these stories with others, right? To help others.
Right.
And then I've also come to the understanding of Source through exactly what we're talking about now, through my individual and collective life experiences.
Oh, yeah.
I believe the same may hold true for yourself, for Joss, and for others. And it's through our personal experiences, which we label good, bad, happy, sad, right, wrong. These formulate or give rise to each individual's own understanding of what, who, where Source, that we label Source, is to each of us. And I mean, again, should they want to know or explore.
So what was the main message in the book? What did the teacher?
Well, I can't say that there's just one message. I think if this book can bring comfort, understanding, hope, and so forth to one who may be in need of or seeking such insights, or for someone who may need insight to help another, right? I believe these are the intentions of all the authors in the book of composition, to help others via their personal experiences.
Message for me was about love.
Oh yeah. And you know, the common thread through all of this was, when we're faced with challenges or difficulties, when we have a response, is that response bathed in love or delivered in love? You know,
Mm-hmm.
as often awful as it may feel, if we can kind of review, like if we're doing a paper and we're reviewing it, is the background of love, you know, is it,
Mm-hmm.
and then we can express whatever needs to be expressed, whether we label it again as a negative response, we can still bathe that in love.
Yeah, because
So with everybody's problems all over the place, the bottom line is love is the answer always, huh?
Yeah, or we respond in such a manner. And
right.
I didn't mean to put aside I know you asked me what would be the main message or idea that I wanted to share. And like I said, I don't have like just one idea or main message, but I can share a few of them with you. One is about experiences that we kind of touched on earlier. And I've come to learn and believe that experiences are for all of us to learn and grow from, whether again, we label them whichever way we want to, you know, a negative, a bad, a sad, or happy, glad, or, you know, positive. But all experiences are just that, experiences for us to gain and grow and learn from, so that one day we may be able to help another through our experiences. And when we do have that opportunity, hopefully we share these without any expectation or judgment as to what direction one chooses to go or what choices they make, but offer it freely in love. Yeah. And be there to help them in love for whatever choice they make.
Can you
Because
talk a
every
little bit,
choice, I believe, is the right choice.
Cool? Can you share a little bit about the pearl, the concept of the pearl?
Well, you know, as we said in the book, right? One pearl, just one pearl on its own does not form a lei. And each pearl in our book, what we have identified it as, each pearl represents an experience. And by collectively combining our experiences, we form this beautiful lei of pearls, one which you are wearing now. Yeah. And how beautiful
all these pearls are all
that?
individuals. They're all individuals, and with pukas in them. Pukas meaning holes in them.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's that represents our individuality.
Right.
It's just such an expression of how beautiful nature is, and we all are as individuals.
Well,
and why not we make this lei go around the entire earth, and then go even bigger across the universes.
Absolutely. Right.
How awesome is that? And across the veil, they are also contributing to this beautiful lei of pearls. We often forget our ancestors and those who walked the earth before us. And they are always there. They are our guides. They are part of source. You know, we're all connected, and we become one lei. We become one, right? With each other, holding hands.
With our unique personalities and differences and but if we get together and we come from that space of love and, you know, from source, actually, you're in that, you know, communication with that and helping others. I mean, this is really great.
I know in book one, Dory mentions it's a time for compassionate unification. And so I think this is why the book is relevant for today.
Yeah.
The message is all about love, but the message of love has been going on for eons.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
especially now in the present moment, a lot of us feel a lot of chaos, a lot of suffering and challenges in this lifetime. And so when we pick up the book and read about other people's struggles, we're not alone.
Yeah, and
That's a great,
I
you
think
know,
it, yeah, I think it makes us, you know, we reconnect with something that we've lost almost, and so each generation we have to reconnect with that, and there are people that can help us do that. And I think Ku'ulei and the stories that are told in the book of composition, you know, I just encourage people to get a hold of it and read the stories, because there's something in there that's for everyone. I really do believe that.
well, thank you, you know, and we believe it too. And that's why this book came forth, you know, came to fruition,
Yeah.
because we all believe that and hope that if it can help one person, oh my,
Yeah.
what a blessing.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sources for all
Mhm.
religions, all backgrounds of different people and different cultures and different ethnicity. It's we're the all.
Yes. 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 And then, you know, there was one thing I wanted to say
Okay.
was that my beliefs are as of today. I don't know what it will be for tomorrow. Maybe it might be the same, maybe not. And you may ask why. And it's because my collective experiences between today and tomorrow may change my perceptions and my beliefs when by the time tomorrow comes. So, you know,
Yeah.
and that helps me understand living in the present moment,
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
right? Because as we learn and grow every day, that changes, you know, it may change, it changes. I know it's changed my perspective greatly since I was little,
Yeah.
you know, and then I got to high school, it changed, and then I got to college, it changed, and I got to be an adult, young adulthood, it changed,
Mhm.
you know. So my beliefs, that's what I'm saying. And as I used to judge myself before, I don't judge myself anymore.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Thanks very much. Yeah. That's a message people need to hear, really. Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And thank you, Ku'ulei, for joining us today.
Yes, thank you very much, Ku.
Yeah.
We really appreciate your story and a bit about your background and who you are.
Mahalo.
Mahalo. Mahalo. Mahalo. Yeah. Thank you all. All.
Hui ho, till we meet again. Mahalo for coming, and with love from Source, love from Joss and Jerome and Ku'ulei, a big aloha to you all.
Yeah. Aloha. Thank you.
I am the living, breathing God in you. I am you. And I guide you from within. And when you come to that realization, then you can share me with others as you.